Call now for your free 3-month trial CD.
All even through 2 frames of this women's 10-pin quarterfinal. Lisa Skirving, the Thunder Bay. Sharon Tataryn, former champion, last year's runner-up. From East St. Paul, rolled by the English trying to help. That one didn't work for Lisa.
An interesting thing on that, I noticed you're talking to somebody on the sidelines. Sometimes I can help you a lot if you've got total confidence. You know, everybody has coaches, and as long as you've got the confidence in who you're talking to, and it doesn't detract you from your game, then it works pretty good.
Nice spare.
When the bowlers are bowling, they are bowling on oil, and you'll notice on the ball a ring, and it'll be the better the bowler, the tighter the ring on that ball will be, and it could be as little as a half an inch and less. And you really notice it on Lisa's bowling ball there on that blue one. Sharon is not quite as obvious, but you can see that the track of the ball is in the same position all the time. Watch as she turns the hand here, brings it up, gets the ball rotating, crosses it over.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
And it's a fair shot that Lisa did. It's going to stand up pretty good, I would think. This is a tough shot. A 3-6-7. The ball will go down here. She pulls up a little bit inside of her target. There's the difference. That ball skidded. The ball's got a skid roll, and then at the end, it's got a snap. That time it snapped too much, went left of the head pin. And now let's see if she can get this spin. Difficult, and if she makes it, it'll be a picture taken down with the Kodak. She's got it.
No.
Beautifully executed, everything going the right way, just not quite enough. But that's where you want to put it. Watch what happens. Goes all the way across, hits on the right-hand side of the pin, skids it over there, and just lays in front of it. Unfortunately, a little bit too quick. Well tried.
So another frame, another $100 to Lisa Skirving.
First time she ever came out in '98, Sharon won $50. Then she won the event, won $6,550. This is why, right there. You're back. Slams.
Yeah, to be able to do that, to rebound after 2 open frames, to get yourself together, that's the difference.
Yes, sir. That's experience. This lady here. Now there's the oil that I'm talking about on the bowling ball.
Now can she respond to the challenge? Wow.
Well, she's pretty excited about it. It was not a pretty sight, you know, down the other end it certainly was, but hitting at Brooklyn like that is certainly not where you want to do it all the time, but it all counts on the scoreboard. There's the oil, there's the dry part. Down about the last 15 feet from the pins, it's dried out, and that's where the ball will start to snap or hook, whatever you wish to call it, at the other end. Skid, roll, and hook.
Another one, she does.
That was a good ball.
And now the pressure is on Sharon Tataryn. We're playing for 2 frames and $200 here in the 5th.
There's the ball rolling down the lane. See the fingers there, and the tighter they are at the end, there's where you want it to see it. You want to see it revolve, get closer and closer, and that indicates how tight the area that they're using. And if you get a good bowler, a lot of times they'll even, the men particularly, when all of the force behind them, will wear out a bowling ball skin.
Nope.
Just because the rolling area is very tight. She's a pretty happy young lady right now.
Lisa Skirving just picked up another couple of $100, 2 frames, and she's now up by $300 on the former champion and last year's runner-up.
concentrating on that spare shot. We've seen so many of them miss. Not that time. Chapel Lanes in Winnipeg. A couple of Laundry. A lot of bowlers come out of those two centers. Now watch as she lines up. And you'll see her do everything the same way. Checks her feet, turns the ball here, pulls her shoulder back, and then she's ready to go. Just one great methodical play. Bang, bang, bang. That's wonderful to see.
Great job. Sharon Tataryn picking up the strike in 6. Trying to bounce back against Lisa Skirving. She seems to not be afraid of anything. Again came across the head pin, didn't get it this time.
Now sooner or later you can't keep expecting it to go. The last ball she had on the left lane was a beautifully executed ball. This particular one, she crossed it over, eased up a little bit, and now she's left herself a spare. So 77 in the 4th, strike up in the 5th. Disaster.
It is. She had a couple of strikes up. She has an open frame now. And she also gives $100 to Sharon Tataryn.
Sharon has a ball in her hand there to keep her hands dry. You see a lot of people, a lot of 10-pin bowlers particularly, will use the wrist support.
Well, good for her. You know, you talked about Sharon Tataryn and the ability to bounce back. Lisa, for somebody so young and with relative inexperience, doing the very same.
And it was really neat to watch on that shot there. She just went right straight through it and attacked the head pin. Mom's not quite sure there. Her daughter's got her mother's eyes on the red hair. I like red hair. I used to have red hair when I remember that far back.
Oh, yeah?
Until I started working with you.
Turned it gray.
Yes, sir. Watch this now. You will see a headhunter. She's sitting up there with a strike.
She needs a strike here to force a carry over.
Watch her whip through the ball. She did it. She hit the target. She's going to be close.
Cross. Oh, boy.
Deja vu. Both of them hit left to the head pin. Both of them gets the strikes. But you know the important part on that with Sharon was the fact that it got her back into the game score-wise. She can now take the lead in the scoring as well.
Well, she cannot afford to give up the frame too, Frank, because we're playing for, of course, $200 here in the 8th. If Lisa Skirving gets it, that puts her over the top. Sharon Tataryn would tie.
I think you'll see this one drive right into it. Watch for a 10-pin. If she misses anywhere, it'll be a 10-pin that comes back to haunt her.
Yeah, she's got it. And now the pressure is on Lisa Skirving to match the strike. But Lisa, of course, not as desperate. If she gives it up here, it will be a tie game with 2 frames to play.
And that's experience showing up there. Let's see if this lady can show us the experience going over the Brooklyn. Not going to happen.
So the 2 frames and the $200 going to Sharon Tataryn, and we're all even.
Now it comes down to a matter of pin count, and in this case, Sharon is leading because she has 107, but more importantly, she has a double up, giving her 137 potential in the 7th frame. Lisa has to make sure that she puts a good mark up for it. Well done.
So she picks up her spare. Now, are you interested in playing in the pins game? Here is how you can do it. Check with your local bowling center. There are the qualification dates. The bowling centers will help you on your road to the TSN pins game. So we go to the 9th all even.
This is an important frame right now. Whatever Lisa does, Sharon has to match and or beat, and she certainly doesn't want to match that because it leaves up the 3 and the 10 pin. Now this is a tough shot, but the best of times is tough, and to be under this kind of pressure, watch what happens. She'll have to try and fit the ball in between it. Some of the difficulties the young bowlers today have the type of equipment they're using snaps a lot more, so they have to be cautious.
Hang on.
Not going to happen.
Ooh, and she just may have thrown away a chance to go to the semifinal.
That one she was a little bit wider than she wanted to. Other than that, it's just a case of trying to fit it in between. And Sharon needs to keep her head into the game long enough to get a mark here, and she's got the pin count. Watch her line up. Now she sets her hand up and turns the ball back over to the right. It's under the ball, and then when she comes through here, she turns back it over, and there's not the result.
Not over yet.
Now, interesting enough, here's a situation. Sharon is 7 pins up. She needs to at least get 9 now, whereas before and she'll win the frame. If Lisa had picked up any one of those 2 pins she missed, could have been a different change of the game. And that's only experience. She can't watch. Doesn't want to watch what happened. Ball has to hit normally. We try to hit on the inside of the 1 pin. We've noticed a lot of it where it snapped a little bit too quick for them, so they'll have to try and drive it straight through, go back for the back pin.
Got it? No, she'll wrap it around. Can you believe this?
The frame. That's an amazing turnaround. She lost the frame 7. Well, she tied the frame.
She tied the frame.
Yeah, she tied it. She picked up 1 point. So she's actually 160 in lead for the scoring, and they tied the frame 8-8, so we have a carryover.
Can you imagine that? So we're going to go to the 10th. All tied in money. The frame wins, and we're only 9 points. So if you split the frame, it comes out of the pin count, and the pin count was all in favor of Tataryn. He goes across to the other side, and look at this.
Again, she topped the ball on that particular shot. Not too happy with it. She has a difficult spare shot. 3 and the 9 remain standing. And I'm telling you that on this particular shot, she's got to be so cautious. And they've been having a little bit of trouble on this left lane. There's the pins. Now, they're a foot apart. There's the spots on the lane. And prior to automatic pin sellers, there used to be a treadle back there. You stepped on it, and a spike would come up. You put the pins on top of it. Now, this is a tough shot. Is to get the ball all the way through and watch with her reach right over top of the head in order to make it. Not that way. I swear it could have been, but not to happen.
What a turn, really, on 1 frame, the 9th. Lisa Skirving probably thought she didn't have a chance. And now she has a couple of chances.
Well, the spare will
advance
her automatically. Strike for a spare. And it is a...
Here we go. She going through. She is.
Well, Mom tells it all with her tears of happiness and the yelling of the daughter. I'll tell you what. Oh, boy. What a dramatic turnaround. I've seen winners show less reaction than Mom. That's nice to see.
Lisa Skirving. Few deep breaths. Hard to believe she even had a chance here, but it all came apart for Sharon Tataryn with her 8 count in the 9th, and then a 9 in 10. And she'll remember this one for a while, I'm sure.
Well, that's what makes this game an interesting one.
Wow, look at that. Strikes out. Lisa Skirving.
Youth will be served. 181, 169. A former champion will have to come back again to try and do it on another day.
Lisa Skirving from Thunder Bay had one chance, and she made the most of it. She is through to the semifinals.